Hi, this is Mark Soden, sometimes Fog Machine. I'm here for Santa Ana Noise Fest 15. I'm here with Martin Espino.
My name is Martin Espino, and I live in the city of Whittier.
What started you down the path to what you are presenting at Santa Ana Noise Fest 15?
That goes back really way far. I mean, it goes back to, oh boy, uh, I'll name a random date, like 71, 72, listening to Sonic Seasonings by Walter Carlos. And I wore that album out, and Beaver and Krause, and Kraftwerk when it was two guys. Yeah, it goes back a long way, but it goes back even further because um I don't know if I ever told you this. On my website, I wanted to put down something that in my menu that says like composer and calendar and biography, and at the bottom, I put down something that said studio session and recording and composer. So I wanted people to understand how I think as a musician, right? And I started writing stream of consciousness, and I went all the way back to 1 million years BC with Raquel Welch. And in the middle, do you remember that? Do you remember the fight scene? It's all rocks. It's like rocks and pebbles in a skillet. And all I remember is, and I remember being totally fascinated by that. I wasn't even a musician yet, but I was, very. I grew up listening to sound, and all those science fiction movies with the theremins and the black and white things and the Outer Limits series where they would create the soundtracks by recording. What were they recording vacuum cleaners and putting them backwards, and then recording them with tigers growling? And I was used to read all those things, and that stuff just I wasn't even a musician yet. That's the thing that got me as I look back on it. And so if you get a chance, go to www.martinespino.com and look in the menu, and at the bottom of it, it'll say composer studio session, and it talks to you about how I think. And after I read that, I thought, my God, no wonder why I can listen to anything that's unlistenable. I was thinking about this the other day. People think of noise as, oh, noise is stuff that's irritating. That's the car with the bad motor. It's making a noise, but noise is not. It doesn't mean the way you and I are used to playing things. It doesn't mean that it's irritating. It can be, but it could be just white noise and cause you to fall asleep. You know. So yeah, that's how that question is it's a loaded one because it goes back way, way, way far back. To while listening to all those science fiction movies.
Well, science fiction movies offered an opportunity to experiment with sound and create new textures and new ways to work.
Yeah. So when Hendrix came along making all the feedback, it was like, you know, fairy tale sounds to me. I'd heard these sounds already. It wasn't unusual. It wasn't something weird. I just remember going, wow, here's more of the candy store.
There
And
you
my
go.
my mind just like I gotta hear new things. I can't hard to hear the same thing over and over again.
So, how do you prepare for a performance?
Several ways. One of them is if it's going to be improvisational, then I know what instruments I'm going to take, and maybe it's something that I've improvised before, um, and I sort of have it in my memory. But if it's a certain piece, then yeah, I have to practice it so it comes out the way it was meant to come out. It's different. So there's different ways of doing it. For the application that I need.
You have a favorite piece of gear that you will be using for Santa Ana Noise Fest 15 that you would like to introduce?
Gee, yeah, I guess one of my favorite things in the whole world is using that Roland RC 505 looper. It's a fun thing, and I bought the new one, which I have no idea how to work it right now. That's
Oh,
it. Yeah,
yeah.
I'll get used to it. Yeah, so I have a RC 50 that I use, the old metal ones that are all like dark magenta.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have the RC 505, and then I have the RC 505 Mark II. So I got three of them.
I think you'll
Yeah.
like the RC 505. Anybody that has three of something, that's a commitment.
Yeah, I really like it a lot. I mean, I really wanted to get one of those APC things because when somebody was telling me what you're doing is the same thing as those APC things, I go, oh God, I gotta get more gear. But I really do but right now the loopers are fine, you know. I'm able to tell my story and still because I just don't want to play what's on there, and you can't manipulate it too much, as you know. You
Mm-hmm.
can't do too many things to it. But I'll run that thing through a really old Digitech um quadraphonic rack, multi what do you call those darn things? Multi effects unit,
Right.
a quad back when Quadraverb was out. Only I bought the answer. I bought the Digitech one, and so I can get a lot of pitch shifting and octave stuff and weird delays and things like that. It's pretty cool, and I'll run things through that and then run that into the looper and having fun with that. You know.
Do you have any events on the horizon other than Santa Ana Noise Fest 15 you'd like to introduce?
Yeah, I just suddenly forgot. It's at my calendar at martinespino.com. Um, I think it's our thing is the 30th,
Right.
but there's something happening. I think it's the 30th of January or something. I'm going to be at the Spiritual Unity Movement in the San Fernando Valley. I'm going to do like a Mayan and Aztec, because I play all those ancient instruments, as you know. I'm going to do a sound bath with those. I could use the crystal balls and all those other things like that, but I don't. I use the Mexican ones, and I do a sound bath with that. And then I'm also going to do kind of a musical interaction there. That'll be fun. Um, Sunday, January 7th, I'm going to be at the Bowers Museum with my fun project that I call Electra Azteca. Yeah, they're old clients of mine from like more than 30 years. So, but it's going to be at the Chocolate Festival. So if you remember anything, everybody out there, it's the Bowers Museum Chocolate Festival, and I'll be playing like at 12:30, I think. Electro Azteca is a fun project because it mixes the ancient sounds of Mexico with um Latino kind of like a down home cholo kind of stuff, and cholos talking and bullshitting. I do all the voices, and kind of like like in a Zappa-esque kind of silly kind of thing, and mixed with ambient and hip hop and dubstep and drum and bass, and I'm just putting everything all together. So it's like I'm DJing myself. I have two loopers, the computer to give me colors on my keyboards,
Mm-hmm.
and then I have a live guitar and live ancient instruments. So I'm playing back the tracks and I'm mixing back myself and playing live along with the tracks, and it's a pretty fun gig. Yeah,
That
it's way
sounds
out there.
cool.
I'll post it on the where the comment. Can I do that when you post the video?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, okay. I'll People can go listen to it there. But that'll be I really highly suggest go to the Bowers to see. It's going to be really fun. It's a really wacky program that I present. It's fun. It's got a hell of a lot of instruments, but it's fun. Yeah.
That sounds great.
Yeah,
Well,
it is.
do you have anything you'd like to add for the to cap off the interview?
I I just want to make a comment about things. I see more and more people gravitating towards sound events. So if you find yourself, the audience out there, if you guys find yourself wondering what it's like, that's the best time to go. Go experience sound and noise. And in the long run, it turns out to be one of the most okay things you can do, if not healing, if not rejuvenating, if not proactive, so you don't get, not everything is healing music. I can't stand that term. It means we're all injured. I'm not that injured. So I want to hear some proactive stuff, things that'll keep me from getting hurt. Yeah, so I highly recommend going and just exposing yourself to everybody, what everyone's doing. Everyone's doing something good. We're not carrying weapons, and we're carrying beautiful instruments too. make you smile and laugh and make you go ooh and make you go ugh, and get a reaction and make you feel like you're alive. Yeah, that's what I want to say.
Well, thank you so much, Martine. This is Mark Soden. Have a nice evening, and we're signing off.